and welcome to week 3 of March 2023 Coffee and Card using the Bamboo Beauty, and we're back to blending again today. So we've done a nice sun, I suppose, and then stamped over it in, so this is Evening Evergreen, and I'm trying to remember what I used for this. I think it was like something like So Saffron topped off with pumpkin pie, but we'll have a play and see what we do. 2 different yellows basically, or an orangey yellow and a yellow to get the paler in the middle. Okay, so I have included in your kit a mask for your sun. Okay, so I've just punched out a circle there out of some cheap thin card, and it is, I thought I had, it's a 2-inch circle that I've used. So you can do your masking on the piece of card that you've got, and then another piece for the inside, Soft Succulent and Evening Evergreen to make up the rest of the card. For those of you who don't know, these colours will be retiring at the end of April. So that's the Evening Evergreen, Soft Succulent, the, I'm gonna have to look, Polished Pink, Pale Papaya and Fresh Freesia. So those 5 colours are were available for 2 years, so they will be retiring at the end of April. But also keep an eye out for news, because Stampin' Up are doing a colour refresh this year, which should be in lots of nice new colours, which I'm really excited about. Although I'll be sad to see some go, which is what happens, because we usually have, I think it's 52 basic inks in our selection. Right, okay, so something to keep an eye out for anyway. So I'll put this one to one side, I'll keep that there. There's a bit of sun coming in there, because spring's on its way. So I'm going to get my post-it tape and just attach the mask to your card. It is the same size as your piece of card. I've done that on purpose so that you don't end up with fringes of colour on the edges of your card. So top and bottom, just there. Okay, I think I might just put another one there just to keep it down so I don't get any bleeding out on the edge of my sun. I'm sure I won't once I start pressing down on the stencil, but just to be certain. Okay, so there we go. So that's ready to go, and I'm picking out my yellow Stampin' Up brush, which looks like the cat's been walking past. Lovely cat hairs on it. Okay, and I'm just going to get a piece of scrap, just, yes. Although it's yellow, it's maybe the merest hint of orange on there. Let's just get rid of that. Okay. I don't have 50 blending brushes. I have half a dozen, and I use them for different colour groups. I don't have room for 50 blending brushes, never mind the cost of it. So I'm going to start with some So Saffron. Okay, and I'm going to blend all over the circle with my So Saffron. It's got little circles on it, I don't know why. I'm just gently inking up my brush. Okay, you don't want loads. And I'm just going to get the worst off, and then I'm going to go on to the circle. Just blending, you just see it's starting to turn yellow, and do different ways. Don't press too hard, you can always add more, you can't take it away. Okay, so I'm just going to add some more ink there, just soften it, so because you don't want big clumps of ink. I always think when I do these stencils, the stencils themselves look brilliant when you've finished blending as well. So that's just a nice pale hint of yellow. Put a little bit more on. There we go, and just coming in off your stencil. so you don't get any harsh lumps and bumps that you spend hours trying to blend out. Okay, so there we go. So we've got our hint of yellow, and I'm going to get a dry multi-purpose cloth. I mean, I'm still sticking with yellow shades, but I'm just going to get the worst of that off on the cloth. Okay, the golden rule is don't get your brush wet when you're mid-craft, because it won't work anymore. Okay, and so we'll now go for a slightly darker colour. Going to go for pumpkin pie. As I say, I'm not quite sure what colour I use, but let's just see what happens with this. I do like playing. These blending brushes are so forgiving. Yep, see, it's not too dark, and I'm working sort of round the edges now, and I'll come in both ways, round and round and round and round and round. Okay, but avoiding the middle because I want the middle to stay pale. She says, going over the middle. So you see there where I tapped, you see this is what you don't want. This is why you do it off, so you don't get any clumps of ink on what you're inking, and you just gently go round the edge. Backwards and forwards. See how beautiful is that stencil looking apart from this bit here? And no matter how much you blend, you'll not get rid of that. It won't go. So it's worth taking your time and adding a bit at a time, rather than trying to add it all at once. So I'm going to come off again. See again where I place the brush down, you can see the more definite marks. Now I'm just going to use, try my best to just go around the edge. Stampin' Up! I've brought out some new little brushes which I haven't bought yet, but they are on my list for doing, so when you just want to concentrate it in a smaller area. Okay, so I think I'm happy with that. Now the thing is, it will look a lot darker when you take the mask off. See, I'm sure if I'd made that out of and not used it as a working mat, that would make a lovely card front, wouldn't it? So, and that's your blending done, so you're getting a really nice effect. And I'm just going to clean off the worst on this. There we go. They are beautiful brushes. Love them to bits. I'll pop that away for further use. Every now and then I do wash them all and hang them all up in the utility room to dry. Right, I'll pop that away. So that is pumpkin pie I used as the second colour. And then I'm just going to carefully take off the post-it note tape. There we go. Take off the stencil, and look there, you can see how much difference there is, and how beautiful is that. So really simple. You can keep your stencil to use again. You'll get a few out of that. And as I say, I just cut a piece of card the same size as a piece of the front. Sorry, nothing's on silent today. And used a punch to punch a circle in it. Look at that March sunshine coming through, it's lovely. Right, so we're now going to do some stamping. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the big and the small, so both bamboo fronds. They're not fronds, are they? Stalks. And I'm just going to position where I want them. So I want this one to come just up off the edge with that slopey edge there. So I just want that one to come sort of that side of the middle of the sun at an angle. And I want this one to come next to it. Now I was thinking I could do them both at once, but I can't because I wanted them really close together at the bottom there, so I'm going to have to do them one at a time. So I can do that using block H. No, I can't. See, I do these things so you don't have to. I'm actually going to use Block Eye, which is a bit bigger and quite heavy. You could also use your Stamparatus. If you use your Stamparatus, if you want a more defined image, if you use your Stamparatus, you can stamp it twice, and then you'll get a darker image than just stamping it once like I'm going to do now. So I'm just going to ink all the way up. Just remember, when you've got long thin stamps like this, do not rock them. And if you have got a little bit of a halo of an ink, just get your cloth and wipe it off. Okay, just so it's less likely. I mean, the best thing to do is not wobble it, but if you do wobble, it's better if you've washed off the ink. Right, so I'm doing it this way because it's easier to hold this way, and I'm just doing it across like that, trying not to wobble, just pressing down. There we go, happy with that. Okay, and then I'll just grab the little one. Oh, missed ink left. Let's move that. There we go, and do the same again. Drop it down, pick it up. So, and this time I want it going from about the same place. I'll just ink up the whole length. Okay, and again I'm just wiping that bit there because I don't want a halo around my stamp. I mean, the best way to stop it is to not wobble, but sometimes that's just not possible. Okay, and so again I've got that, so it's in front of the sun and I've got them almost touching at the bottom there. I'm happy with that. And then I'm going to use my leaf stamps. So you get 2 leaf stamps in this stamp set, and they go in different directions, so which is really handy. And I find apparently the leaves come out of the nodes, so that's where I've been putting them from. So that one will take the little one. We never put stamps on that way. Okay, and then I think I'll use, so that's a C, this is a D for the bigger one. It just needs to go on at a slight angle. So I think I'll put the big ones on first. So, and I've put them from this node and this node. So I think I'll do that one first. And, you know, if you're working on a grid paper, it doesn't matter if you do go off the edge. And I've just positioned it so those are coming roughly from a node. There we go. And then we'll do the same again, further down, again from the node. There we are. And then we'll do a couple of little ones and then we'll do the sentiment. So, little one coming from the top there. And so these are the ones that are going to face the left, and then just another one at the bottom here, so we're leaving enough room for the sentiment as well. There we go. So, I am hoping the sentiment's going to fit. If not, we'll have to choose another one, but that's fine. So we're going to go, yeah, I think it will. Grateful for all that you do. Okay, so again we're using a C block, and I'm going to line it up so you can basically put your block on straight and then sort of eyeball it so the sentiment's straight. This one I've not got round to putting the sticker on the back yet, I really should. And again, just check you've no halos. That's fine. Grateful. Okay, and just do a bit higher. I suspect we are going to cross over onto the stem, but it should show. It does. There we go. Not quite. Just squeezed in. And there we go. So all we've got to do now is build the card. So pop that away. Get the rest of my stuff. So here's the rest of the kit. So I'm going to pop, leave that there just to one side to dry a bit more, and we'll put this one in the middle first. With it being such a dark card, I've given you another piece of basic white so that you can actually write on the inside. You can also put a little message if you want to. So just pop this on the inside. And then for the front, we've got our piece of soft succulent. I will be sad to see this one go. It's a really good leaf colour. I mean, sometimes they keep them. Sometimes, I know we do know already that, there's two colours coming back, and one of them is something peacock that I can't remember the name of, but it's a really nice turquoise. It'll begin with a P, whatever the other word is. So we already know some colours are coming back, and they're in the online products in the catalogue if you want to have a look. There's some designer series paper that's only available online, and it's got these two colours in. And there we go. So a nice, simple, quick card using the beautiful Stampin' Up blending brushes. They are stunning. There you go. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed that, and I look forward to speaking to you again next week. Bye.